The whole world was talking about these quintuplets. Now they're 13 years old. That's how they have. Today, I want to talk to you about a wonderful family with whom truly amazing events happened 13 years ago. Although Varvara and Dmitri themselves will no doubt call what happened a real miracle of God, the fact is that young people have been truly religious people since childhood. In many ways, it was this fact that became decisive in their future lives. The guys fell in love with each other at school, and after getting married, of course, they really hoped for children. But it so happened that their firstborn boy was born very weak and left this world a few weeks after birth. After this, Varvara could not get pregnant, and doctors recommended hormonal therapy to the couple. The result exceeded all expectations. Varya became pregnant with quintuplets. It was a real joy because a big, friendly family is exactly what Dima and Varya have always dreamed of. But the doctors were not so happy in their assessments. They feared for the course of the pregnancy and the life of the expectant mother, so they then suggested reducing several fetuses. But for the Orthodox couple, this scientific word reduction sounded like a merciless murder, and they resolutely refused. After all, if God gave 5, who has the right to take their lives? The couple visited almost all the main clinics in the country where they deal with multiple pregnancies, but nowhere did they take on such a complex case. The chief doctor of one of them actually advised them to go abroad. Maybe they'll take it there. Varvara and Dmitri began to look for such a clinic, and soon English doctors responded to their request. True, the couple did not have the funds to pay for their help. The family could only pray and believe in a miracle. And it happened. A wealthy person involved in charity found out about their problem, and he anonymously paid for the family's entire stay in an English clinic, including childbirth and recovery. And then everything happened in the most miraculous way. All 5 girls were born completely healthy and soon returned home with their parents. The story then received wide publicity, and the Artemkins were given a spacious 4-room apartment. They also began to receive the required benefits, because now only Dmitri was working, and his salary as a mathematics teacher at the university, of course, was not enough for such a large family. The family managed without nannies and assistants. Varvara took it upon herself all the worries about the children, and Dmitri supported his wife in everything. Their hearts will forever remain grateful to the English doctors who literally performed a miracle, and the parents wanted the girls to know about it. Therefore, having saved up money, 7 years later they visited the clinic again with the whole family and warmly thanked all the medical staff for their kind help and attitude and extraordinary patience. The doctors, seeing the babies whom they remembered as newborns, were very happy about the guests. This is how difficult life circumstances connected a simple Russian family with sympathetic doctors from Great Britain. It's in such situations that the understanding comes that all around the world there live the same people as in any other country, and there cannot be a division into good and bad peoples. The whole difference between us is in the traditions and habits, and I completely agree with the idea that there are no bad nations, only bad people. Today's story illustrates this phrase. After all, English doctors helped the Artemkin family, and our compatriot paid for this help. It turns out that when people do not divide each other into friends and foes, everything always turns out for the best. When you learn about the good deeds of people in different parts of the world, you begin to understand that you cannot limit yourself by separating yourself from others. Now, 13 years after their birth, the Artemkina sisters are just as friendly. Now they already help their mother with the housework, and peace and quiet reign in the family. In addition to school, girls attend additional classes, but not all are the same. Parents carefully observe their daughters' talents and guide them along the path that brings joy. True, all 5 of them study English and go to Sunday school at their church, where they've been singing in the choir for several years. The entire Artemkin family goes on vacation and takes part in family games and competitions. The girl's father, Dmitri, was ordained a priest 2 years ago and is the rector of the Prince Vladimir Church on Linkhoff Lane in Moscow. But Varvara never went to work. After all, in addition to raising the quintuplets, she now has a special mother's ministry. If it was a miracle, it would be painless and not so dangerous to mother and child. Throughout history, childbirth mortalities have been very high. Human babies are born very underdeveloped compared to other animals, yet getting them through the birth canal is still hard, risky business for humans. The amount of pain that goes into contractions to get to 10 centimeters feels like you're going to die. Forget about the delivery. Then you have the dubious outcome of the birth. The child might get injured, lack of oxygen, brain damage, or even die during the process, and this happens even if everything else is just perfect. Perfectly positioned, clean room, full of qualified people, and still something horrible can happen. A miracle would be if the baby would just appear without all that process, like being transported from the womb right next to the mother. I wish this wonderful family happiness, goodness, health, and God's help in all endeavors, and I wish all people on earth to live in peace and harmony. Dear friends, if you liked the video, give it a like and also subscribe to the channel, where you'll find many more interesting things.